Everybody, and welcome to ESO Daily. I am your host, Mysticraven. Alright, guys, my kids are all still home from school until getting into New Year, so I got to sleep in a little bit. I'm running a little behind. Late PvPing last night, so today I wanted to get on the Plaquebringer build, because when I did the build, I didn't actually get to run a dungeon, so I'm hoping to do that today. So, anyways, I have so many builds. I still try to get adjusted to the rotation sometimes when I'm doing things, but it'll be good. Should be fine. Way rest. I didn't know. Looks like bullet. Blessed Crucible. Way rest. Which one was that? 1 or 2? 1. Okay. All right, and then White Gold Tower. Okay, sweet. I might run that with my dudes later. Alright. I'm on the PS4, and now Storm, if you get to watch this, I'm hoping to get on PTS tomorrow to configure your build specifics. Man, I am tired today. Alright, way rest. Blessed Crucible. Eat the food when I get in there. Now this is a bow build. A lot of people don't want to think that like bow builds are doable, and typically they have their downsides. And not to say they don't, but duration and effects, play an important thing. If I didn't want to use like the synergy, I could actually go ahead and whatever. And typically, a lot of times I also, you can switch out the back bar and you can put your little restore whatever on here. But for this build, I'm going to keep the Camouflage Hunter. I'm getting that 6% on this side, and I'm getting 6% on that side. Every time I try to reconfigure things out, that 3% is just a huge deficit to lose. I know you get it in pots and stuff, but it affects the heavy attack too. And with a build like this, you almost need that extra. It's like, you're missing it. Now I could use the caltrops on the back bar, right? But I'm using Swamp Raiders because I'm using the Delimitate to proc, or I can use Refreshing Path or Twisted Path, as an AoE effect, and you can do that. That's fine. Whatever. You can put Endless Hail. I like putting the Twisted Path, but usually I just spam the Power Extract. I'll lay this down and then, hit the Acid Spray. Now, a lot of people are like, typically you have an Endless Hail, but this is a Poison Disease build. So everything is, set around that, and then my weaves are using a proc effect, so everything's kind of like taking precedence, so it's a different build altogether. Major Brutality becomes a huge point as well, because if I come in here, say I use a rearming trap too. And the more you also get that Minor Berserk too. To hit the Minor Berserk, weave up a couple times. .36 without any other applied buffs. I'm hitting like with a Warhorn and Spell Power Cure and everything. I can get up to 45. It's crazy. On a snipe of more for the lethal injection. It's crazy. For a 1.1 second cast, that much damage on Warhorn and stuff, it's like, what the fuck? I mean, really? Shit. Just queues up. I'm getting cues. Might as well eat that food now. I think that's my pots. Let me get the phone. I forgot to get my phone. It's still on the charger. 1 second. It's right in front of me too, but my headset's getting in the way. All right. Give me a second. I'm grabbing it. I'm grabbing it. All right. Let me check this out. And it is cold in here. I'm in Ohio, and man, it's nippy. It is nippy today. You can tell it's winter. All right, let me check it out. Morning rock. Debilitate. Yeah, but debilitate. Sorry. Thank you for the correction. Debilitate. But yeah, I use that or the refreshing path, or I need a magical proc is what I need for the swamp raiders. But the extra shit, and oh, I forgot to proc that too. I'm a little whatever today, so it's kind of funny. So I can go ahead, hit, weave. Couldn't do it in time. Is that a bull? That's a Betty. Some people don't like the rearming, the lightweight, but with a build like this, it's better. You have that ranged, so you're running a range build. You don't get in the way of mechanics so easily. Mechanics aren't becoming much of a problem in that aspect. A lot of times for players, it's about, oh my god, I got to stay out of this range. In this fight, you can actually play a lot closer. I mean, in my own private chat, but I don't like to see. Now, let me go ahead and switch that out real quick. That skill, we'll put it on the twisted path. Okay, I'm not using a monster proc set. Oh, wrong button. All right. Why do I have the aggro? What the fuck is going on here? No take? Can we say it? No war horn. Something weird's going down. Definitely more DPS than what we need. Hello. Dude. Fucking A. Get this faggot. I'm sorry. What the fuck, dude? No! Bar swap. Dude, you guys suck! You're a suck player! Ugh. Of course I'm gonna get the fucking aggro. And you guys aggroed the boss during a mob. Sure, why not? It's only pug life, y'all. Ah! $20K base. Come on. This dude does not even have his... This Templar's missing his fucking other shit for the... I swear. No way we get hard mode done. No fucking way. Not with this crew. Fucking morons. You fucking pieces of shit. Most shitty ass players I've ever seen. Pulling a 1-something in here. For what? Yeah! Thank you! Get a fucking real take in here! Duh! And you! Blow your fucking war horn, you dumb fuck! I'll tell him what the fuck! You're not a tank is what the fuck? Fucking shit. Piece of fucking garbage. If a game wasn't designed to have a tank, they wouldn't have the icon to fucking queue it. DPS getting aggro, fucking having to roll dodge and do some stupid shit doesn't have to do. I don't give a damn what class you are as a tank, you better just hold aggro. Let me check it. Morning, Robert. Morning, Freaks. Morning, Papa. Tom, morning. You should do it as public service amount to let the players know how to take advantage of their healers. Oh, definitely, man. That sounds cool. This is going to be one of those pugs. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It was going to be one of those fucking pugs. And this dude right fucking here isn't fucking... That fucking healer isn't fucking using his aura. Isn't fucking... What the hell? I hate Templars that don't know what the hell they're doing. I also hate Templars that deal damage and aren't dedicated. And get that shit out of here. Fucking waste of my fucking breath. You're fucking a problem. Walking a trial, not dedicated. Oh, I'm doing a finisher. I want to deal damage as I'm fucking healing. Well, great. You're fucking causing the DPS shit because you're losing all fucking buffs, you dumb fox. Well, I'm glad you know how to spam shards. Now if I could get the major fucking endurance buff that I'm supposed to be getting. $43. You guys see that? 43 on my snipe. Without a war horn. Ugh. I can get over that if I get a fucking war horn. Son of a bitch. Kick your fucking asses. I'm missing a major fucking endurance buff because that fucking Templar got it fucking slotted. Fucking waste of space fucking Templars. One of the most resourceful fucking utility healers, and he ain't got it slotted. What the fuck? Oh, I know what I'll do. I'll just forget to fucking put on a major endurance buff. Yar, 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 yar. I'm sure Mystic doesn't mind. Well, I'm glad I got Major Berserk because he's also not doing combat fucking prayer.
I need healing. Healer. Aid me. Aid me. Healer. I need healing.
Oh shit, hit the wrong button again.
Healer. I need healing. Aid me.
This is another thing I got a question for. If you have a mechanic that actually is going to be up front and in your face, why would you throw the shards directly on top of the boss? I mean, I get it, it deals damage, but that's not the whole idea of a shard. I mean, it's not, it's just not. I mean, I get it, it deals damage, but here's the deal. If I have to go up and get it, right, on top of the boss, it's gonna fucking smack me. Now, if you're gonna give it to the tank, that's fine, right? I get that. But if you're trying to get it to your DPS, you throw it in their direction. Oh my god. Oh, I swear. Common sense just... I'll just use this as a spam. I don't need the cow drops. Everything's down. Sure, might as well get it. Oh my god.
Let's have some fun.
All right. Sure. Always one that makes it. All right. Ah, shit. Wrong button.
I need healing.
Hold him. Okay. He's stuck. I got him. Sweet. Probably shoot these dudes. Or not. What could possibly happen? Yep, this is a boss I definitely want to be on top of. Yep. Didn't see that coming. What are you doing, dude? Are you... Are you... Oh my god. The scroll. They want the scroll. Alright, I get it. He wants to wipe it for the scroll. He's got to quit healing. The tank went in there prematurely. Okay. Guess if you want a key, sure. If you're a Templar, let me give one piece of advice to Templars out there. If you are a Templar, use your aura. I don't need it, but Magicka users do, right? Don't be dumb. Please don't be dumb. Since Morrowind, Templars have taken a turn to whatever. They've been, it's just like, oh, I, what should I cast? I don't know. AoEs are fine on this build. .42. I've got to clean it up, don't get me wrong. But showing you guys what I'm doing without a war horn. Come on. AoEs are fine. .40. That will happen. That's my job, it's not the tanks. Never let the tank or the healer res, ever. Just keep healing, it's not your job! Come on. 22 base. Shouldn't have backs. This bitch juggles too much. Come on! God. Okay. I'll check the comments. Hang up that fucking worm, dude. There's a lot. It's just scrolling through. Hey Todd, hey Rock. It really is. The rage on it's massive, which can be a problem if you're not meaning to trigger every single enemy to you at once, right? Or is actually very good in 4-man supplying magic steel to all targets. Right, and he wasn't using it. I mean, I don't need it, but this dumb fuck wasn't doing it. Wasn't applying my major endurance, and he didn't even have combat prayer. I had to rely on my ability. So he was using mutation on top of a cleanse he already had as a Templar. I don't know why he was doing that. At least he wasn't using orbs and shards at the same time. Thank God. Or is for chumps. Now I'll go hide. Templars do not need orbs. They have luminous shards, right? They don't need them. Right. It's just the way it is. So, the problem with Templar healing Hey, Mystic, come to Xbox. Well, I'm hoping to this year sometime. You know, sometime this year, I'm hoping to. But the problem with Templars is most of them forget how to run their fucking utilities. So you have two groups of Templars these days. You got ones that will do damage and try to heal, and they'll give up utility for damaging effects. Then, which is stupid, because your DPS is spec DPS. Let them DPS. Let them DPS. If you give the utility to the DPS, guess what? Their DPS increases because you're buffing them. You're keeping their resources capped up. You're using all of those effects on top of your healing. And Templars have some of the best utilities out of all of them. That's what makes the Templar, like most people think Templar is the best because of its utilities, yet you have Templars who don't use the utilities. It's like, what are you doing? That's one of the things that makes the Templar one of the most appealing aspects as a healer. It's not its heals. Its heals is good. It's got burst healing, whatever. It's got a hot. But it's not its heals that make the Templar, appetizing. It's the utilities. Oh my god. And then you got people who don't apply, those utilities, and you make the class less desirable now because some of the other classes can go ahead and heal and throw the utility on top of it. But I mean, they have to, use extra bar space, which I don't get it. I just don't. I don't fucking get it, man. Like, why players make those builds or make the class so much more complicated. I mean, you can't even mess up a Templar. You could throw it in, like, crap gear, and it could still perform, right? You could put it in shit, and it would still perform. I'm like, wow, really? Amazing. Simply amazing. Okay, so let me check out the comment here. Yeah, no combat prayer, no aura, no element, nothing. He had nothing. He had no utility. I want to see Mystic Pug with cow taking. Cow doesn't do any content, though, like that, He's strictly PvP. But I hear they're nerfing permablock builds, so, That's what I heard. Rumor has it. Rumor. And I will stress rumor has it. If it becomes the light and comes to fruition, poor players like Cow are going to be screwed. Going to be screwed. Oh my gosh. Okay, so AoEs on this build is pretty fine. Procs look good. Problem of it is I need to clean up the rotation. You guys got to see a couple... No Warhorn. Dude didn't have Warhorn, by the way. But even without the Warhorn and the Spell Power Cure buff, I was hitting 43, right? So ideally, when utilities are set and everything's going good for you, you're laying down the deraded effects. And then all of a sudden you hit with the Asylum Bow. And all the buffs are applied and you're getting 40... with Spell Power Cure alone, you're hitting 43 with the buffs up. That's 1.1 second, 43. So in an ideal situation, ideal group, ideal trial, you can get 43 Warhorn rotation down. You're getting almost 46k friggin' lethal arrows for 1.1 second. And people were saying Bobo isn't viable. Do the math. And for 1.1 second, one ability dealing almost 46k. It's like 45.7, something like that. And off the top of my head, so I'm like, are you insane? Do the math. I mean, seriously, that's just nuts. That's not a finisher. That's not even a finisher. That's why I didn't put a finisher on the bar. I'm like, I don't need a fucking finisher. Holy shit. I really don't need a finisher with this build. When I could do that consistently. Wayrest 1, Blessed Crucible, and White Gold Tower are the dailies, guys. I have a Templar gank build. That would be interesting. Dolmen babies, man, they level up 6 hours of Alakir Dolmens, and they want to get undotted so they can queue dungeons, and they want purple gear so they can go vet, and boom. They got no idea how to play, unfortunately. That is true. It's almost like it's almost like you called out step by step how to mass level a character. Fakao is a good player, regardless of the build, to be honest. He will be fine. No, he won't. No, he won't. He won't be fine, guys, because the reason being, he doesn't ever play any other build. He doesn't. If you don't learn how to play another build, and that's all you've done is block, like hit your block rotation and block, you have no way of adapting. And that's what I'm worried about with Cal. I think he's a good tank as it stands, and I'm not taking away his skill. The problem of it is he's never experienced anything but at this point. You can go watch his channel, and I'm like, he's screwed. If he's never dabbled in anything, he's screwed. I'm actually thinking snipe lethal arrow is fine. Also, lethal arrow is broken. Carries terrible players. But so does shield stacking on Sorks. I shield stack, and to be honest, I hate doing it, but I do it because ZOS allows me to do it. Like, I'll shield stack, and to me, that's nasty. That's gross. Like, I'm in cloth, and I'm taking hits for multiple hits for like 20k, from multiple players, and I'm living through it. That's gross. Shield stacking is gross. Hey, Mystic, would automatons be better than sword dancer set for PvP with Stam Warden? My primary set. For Stam Warden, yeah, automatons is really good, but keep in mind your shocks are going to suffer because shocks deal poison damage. Automation, yeah. Automaton. Automaton is good set, but your shocks will suffer. Yeah, it'll suffer for that. But to me, like, I'm fine with getting sniped. If I get sniped down, in PvP, I don't care. I really don't care if I get sniped down in PvP. I don't. The reason being, well, it's got to be in there some way, somehow. To me, if you took away the snipe, you wouldn't have range. So you got to die some way, somehow. That's the way I look at it. If you don't have defensive capability to prevent getting sniped, you deserve to die. And I've gotten caught with my pants down. I died. I deserved it. I don't like people who don't like it. I get it. But there's always going to be something that kills you. Haunting Curse, it's unblockable. It's completely unblockable, undodgeable. Like birds, people want to complain about Warden birds and say it's not taking talent. No, it's not. It's players who don't know how to combat birds that don't have talent. All you have to do is throw shields or block, right? That reduces it. Then you close the gap. Against mag wardens, the further you are, the more they deal damage. You got to get up closer to them, but at the same time you run the risk of the shock, so you have to play the side. You see them, get to the side, you beat them down quick. But if you don't, and you play that range game against the warden, you will suffer. But if you get sniped, same idea. You need defenses. You need heals, you need resistance up there. You can't build everything the way it used to be. If you do it, you're dead. Something's going to kill you. Something in Cyrodiil is going to kill you. And it just should be that way. I believe counterplay needs to be tweaked a little bit. But for the most part, you can counter. There's different ways to counterplay each part of the game. So the devs actually do have quite a bit of things going on in this game that's kind of beneficial. Question of it is, do the players know how to set it up? And are you anticipating being able to beat every class? Because, once again, all class-based games revert back to paper, rock, scissors in that aspect. But in this game, it's more or less around the builds. Snipe is base skill and lethal arrow, focused aim, right? Snipe, if broken. I could make a 40-minute montage of my character going from full health to walking around dead because of snipe desync, its broken skill. I understand what you're saying. I do, guys. Like, the way they can spam it and the way it delivers and it's hit, I get it. I know what you're talking about. There's no room to recover from a snipe spam when it hits with a poison inject and so on. Because I can hit a snipe, poison inject, heavy attack at once. It'll all deliver from the timer, the way the time's set. And I get what you're saying. That's what happens. You have no recovery time to counter. Right. I got what you're saying. I don't know how you can fix that, to be honest with you. Because the way the game's designed, it's Twitch-based system. The only way you could actually take it away is you would actually have to shed the second, like maybe the 0.1 to a full, right? So it offers a delay buffer, because that delay buffer is causing that 0.1 second is a delay buffer between your snipe, your poison inject, and your heavy. So you'd have to shave off the 0.1 second for the delay for the delivery. That's the only way they could do it. They would have to shed the timing. They'd have to curve the timer down for delivery. Yeah, no, I got what you're saying, Gaz. I know exactly what you're saying, and the thing about it is, like I said, it's a timing thing. I do it on my builds. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't spam snipe. I'm like, I don't need to. I know how to run snipe. I have a 1.1 second cast, right? I have an instant capability with injector, and I have an ability to hit the heavy attack on the draw with a poison proc. All I have to do is literally do a light attack, snipe, inject, and full. And it all delivers. The light attack won't. Light attack will be instant. But everything else has a delivery time of less than 1 second. Like, less than 1 second. Like, less than 0.2 seconds. And everything delivers. You can't counter it. You can't. Because the snipes delivery, right, is based on the cast time. So if I got 1.1 second cast time and I'm like poof, and everything's delivered at one time, how are you going to counter it? You can't. You can't unless you had shields up. If you have shields up or deflection type counter, usually you won't one drop. That's what I'm saying. Keep defenses up. You know, if you can keep defenses up, it usually won't snip you in the ass. But if you don't have defenses up, you're gonna get blown without any chance of being able to counter it. And you know, they'd have to shed the 0.1 second. I'm thinking. Don't quote me. I'm like I said. I'm not a tester for ZOS. I don't have accessibility to that type of tools. But I'm thinking the 0.1 second cast is going to be it's the detriment, you know, for delivery. Because it gives me ample opportunity to, you know, as soon as I know it's good, there's a range effect. I got 1.1 second, boom. Injector, snipe. You know, if you spam snipe, it's pointless. You know, but if you do everything in a proper order and you lay it out right, and all of a sudden all of these things hit at one time, poof! Then all of a sudden they're just like plip, dead. They can't even counter it. It's happened to me. I'm not gonna lie. I got caught with my pants down. I don't cry about it though. I mean, it is what it is. Dodge, snipe, keep up, mate. Right. Todd just hit it. You know, dodge it, and all you have to do is hit the major invasion. Right. Mystic. I got slime crawl light shoulder. Okay. Cool. I'm gonna take a look at that. Hey, Panther, morning. I don't mind getting blown with no counter. I wish there kind of was a certain aspect. Snipe trash, how to get banned by doing the glitch. It's so easy to dodge. Yeah, all you have to do is keep defenses up. Well, I'm off to a meeting. Have a good day. You too, Mustang. Thank you. But you have to keep defenses up against that. And I mean, it's a delivery issue, is what it is. You know, it's just but like Todd was saying, you got to keep defenses up. You know, if your defenses drop at any time, and that's when I die to it. I think, is the game glitch? People were like Like, literally just standing here. I don't know. Alright, I gotta do Blessed Crucible. But, I honestly think that if they keep, you know, certain things they're working on, they're always working on things. You know, so it's always a positive. They could probably fix it and adjust a few things, but at the end of the day, I don't want them to nerf the damage output. I don't want them to change any of that, because I feel like you need that stuff for more, you know, flexible builds, and for the range game as it is, you know, for stamina users, the stamina user medium armor wearers are suffering. If anything, I feel like Major Invasion should get a boost from 15 to 20%, to be honest with you. I feel like with the heavy armor wearers and, you know, the light armor range game, for a medium armor melee build, it's hard. Especially now with wardens, with the shocks and stuff. You mean, you getting close and you can't dodge the shock, you're dead. Subterranean Assault, if you can't dodge that, you're dead. You're toast. I mean, it's a frontal cone, but if you crit rush into that, you're screwed. You're totally screwed. You have to be a little bit more precarious about your approach. DK Wing, Reflect Snipe, and Crystal Frags. Mystic, your thoughts? DK wings. I'm a big user of the wings. I think that it's fine. You know, there's a lot of stuff I can't reflect with it, like Haunting Curse and stuff, but I can at least reflect the frags and that in the snipes. I use it all the time. I live and die by that. So that's a good counterplay. DK can use Reflect to avoid snipe, yeah. So can Wardens use their shield. I use the shield on Wardens too. I use defense on that. Not sure about Crystal Frags though. Yeah, it can reflect frags. It acts like projectile defense. So, but like Storm, you've seen me PvP. You know I double stack shields. What's your thought on that? Like Zos allowing double stack shields. I feel like if they're gonna let me do it, I'm gonna do it. If it's not exploit, if it's not considered an exploit, and I'm gonna be able to get away with it, okay, why am I not gonna do it? You know, I'm gonna basically be a light armor tank with double shield system. Now, and you can't nerf the shields. You have to resolve it in one way. One shield negates the other. You can only have one shield applied. One type of shield applied. It's like the same thing with the GCD with shards and orbs. Except with shields, if one shield is up, the other one goes down. That's how, to me, you fix it. That's how you fix that issue. But if they're going to allow both of them to stay stacked, hey man, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. You know? You're going to allow double stacked shields. Okay. And that's why Sorks are OP. It's not because of their skills and everything else so much. It's like you can't hardly kill the bastards. Crushing Shock counts as 3 projectiles, so you can knock down wings really fast. That's true, guys. Good point, dude. Light attacks, Crushing Shock, wings down. Right. Whatever happened to Shieldbreaker build? I still use it from time to time. So I do have the Shieldbreaker build. And depending on what I'm having to deal with during the day, I switch out. So I usually keep about 2 PvP sets on me. So I usually keep 2 PvE sets, and 2 PvP sets. And depending on what I'm doing is how I will throw up my build configuration. I'm not a player who likes to have only one build accessible to me at any given moment, especially in a trial or dungeon, whatever I'm doing. Depending on a group play or whatever, and depending on how my champion points are set up, I know, okay, my champion points are set up this way. I can put them in this configuration. PvP is usually the same, but I'll switch out my configuration. And I wish they would put champion templates in the game so I wouldn't have to readjust champion points all the time, though, for that. That's the only thing I wish we would have, like champion templates. Like 2 or 3 champion templates for each role. So we can just swap out gear and then take our templated champion points for that build. Because 3,000 per respect is kind of ridiculous, given the fact players like me use multiple builds. Let me check comments. Can't interrupt it no more. Oh, really? Seriously, Lobby? Huh, that's interesting. What type of role is best for Dark Elf? Healer, tank, or DPS? Dark Elf. I do DPS and healing with Dark Elf. But I can honestly say I've never tanked with the Dark Elf. That's something I haven't done. But it's doable. Any can play anything, like Rock was just saying. But I typically heal and DPS with Dark Elf. I use Dark Elf with DK and Magblade. Those 2 classes are really strong with it, and I could imagine any role because I've healed DPS. I haven't tanked on them. But I imagine definitely doable because you have those utilities at your disposal. So definitely. But I love Dark Elf with the DK and Nightblade. I just really do. I wanted to do a Fire Sork, right? Dunmer. Initially. But it was depressing to go into the Sork abilities and see a sorcerer, let's just say this, a sorcerer with no flame damage abilities. Storm Calling only does lightning. Dark Magic, it has more like utility type stuff. I mean, it's a certain aspect. I mean, you got frags and, CC capability, but there's nothing there. I mean, and then the other one, I mean, and Daedric Summoning. Daedric Summoning is good for my tank. Right, so I use Sork Tank, and I love Daedric Summoning. A lot of the Daedric Summoning spells for my tank. And like one of the Dark Magic abilities for the exchange. But there's no fire abilities for Sorks. And I wanted to do a Dunmer Mage. And that's when I first did a Sork, when I was looking at sorcerer skills, I wanted to do it. Because I knew the bonus for the fire ability for Dunmer, and it was depressing to see no fire abilities on a sorcerer. That's crazy to me. Depressing. But it's ESO, so any race, any class, any role, they're all viable, right, Rock? It goes back to the premise. They need to add template for gear. Yeah, that would actually be pretty badass too, Panther, I agree. I was running an Orc Sork stamina build for a week after release, for example. People thought I was nuts. How you like those damn Sorks? Yeah, dude, tell you. And I'll tell you what, I love the flexibility in the game. Like, a lot of people want to, whatever, and they cry and they whine and no. But look, man, this is what's nuts to me. Okay. So, we'll throw up the buffs. See, there's a 20k. 20 friggin' K with a base, without crit. Now, like I said, I seen it, showed you guys in the dungeon. With a Warhorn, I'm like, snipe, bro. I'm like, people need to do math. They need to do math, man. They say, oh, it's all about the math. The meta's based on math. No, the meta isn't fucking based on math. You're skipping fucking math, motherfuckers. You need to go back to fucking school, bitches. You guys definitely need to go back to fucking school. If you're missing this fucking type of math, go back to fucking school. The devs are, have education in this. They've taken years to do this. Now things will bypass them. They'll have to adjust things. It's normal. It's human. It's whatever. But I'll tell you what. At a 40 with a proc in of a 1.1 second for a 45k ability, and you're telling me that's not plausible? You're high as a fucking kite. If you tell me that's not plausible in a rotation, you try telling me that bullshit. 45 fucking k? Do your math, bitches. Love my PvP stamp sork, but need to tweak the build. May post a vid for some community input and critique. Oh, that's not a bad idea. Stamp Sork is in a rough place at the moment. I feel like could be a one or two abilities for the Stamp Sork to kind of propel the class. Because like frags, we were talking about frags. I'm like, why don't they just take the one frag, leave it as it is, right? And take away the other one for the stun effect and make it physical damage. Make one more for the Magicka for instant cast. Make the same kind of application for the stamp version with physical damage. And my dude was like, that's brilliant. And I'm like, well, yeah. Hello? I'm like, if the Wardens can get birds, why can't a stamp sork frag, a giant rock that's flying at you, deal physical damage? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, yeah. There you have it. There, like, you could take one of the frags, make it a physical damage for the stamp sork. I mean, it would apply to say, whenever you deal, like, you have a chance when you deal critical damage, you have a chance to get a free cast on your frag. It still would be applied. It's just physical. It'd be one be a stamp version, one be a mag version. Get rid of the CC altogether. Boom. Done. That's my opinion. It's only an opinion. Careful what you wish for, Papa. It's a good idea, but YouTube comment sections and all. Right. That can happen too. Yeah, I get trolled on. You can get hated on, that's for sure. But look, guys, honestly, if I throw out this, I don't know if I'm going to get this. No, not enough. Dealing too much too fast. Now, what's my recovery up with this? I think it's 17. No, it's 13. Yeah, because I weave a lot. I could readjust that value if I wanted to. I think I'm using 2 increase. No, I got that resistance. I could go with... I don't know if one's in my bag. I hate the idea of... taking that off. Get that major endurance up there a little bit more for the rotation. But I'd be exposed to a lot because I'm a vamp. How much money is on me? Forget. Let's buy one. Can always readjust it. Okay, let's go ahead. I'm going to go to Soul Gems and Glyphs. We're going to go to Jewelry Glyphs. We're going to go with need stamina recovery. Doesn't anybody have purple? I just want purple. I don't want gold. Just want to see something. Jeez, man.
Can I help?
My granddaughter, she's leaving. Come on, man. Purple. I know everybody can craft it, but you'd think somebody would be something. Oh, there's 7,000. Are you all looking high? I have it freaking gold for 7,400.
Apparently, a group of Fighters Guild soldiers got ambushed.
Greeting.
Ah, that's much better. That's what I'm talking about. Alright. See what that's looking like. Yeah, that's better. I mean, yeah. I mean, I have to avoid fire, but at the same time, yeah. AoE damage is here for sure. I mean, that's not an issue. $37. Like I said, you guys saw it, like I was getting like 40 something was with spell power cure, and I'm like, and that's without the Hawkeye. Hawkeye will go ahead and boost that. Remember, when I'm doing light attacks, it stacks up 5 times. That also has a determining factor. So that's why I'm like, people need to do their math. They want to say they know math, but they don't. You know, when I'm doing Hawkeye, and for every hit, I'm getting that increase, right? But remember, I'm using a proc set too. So that 358 is from my proc. People need to do their math. They need to go back to school. Go back to school. What the? Every time you do that Hawkeye, it increases. But every time I weave, I have a chance to hit my effect with the build. I'm basically getting 2 to 3 damaging effects with just a weave. That's why it's viable. That's why this build becomes viable. I'm using poison damage and delayed effects, and then I'm able to weave it up. Like I said, man, I don't know. People say this, people say that. They're high. They're high as a kite. I don't know if I'm going to get this queue. Hoping. I have no problem with that, but I would some way to kill the player, maybe have snipe go through the shield. That's, you know, and that's the thing, Rogue, Storm. I think there needs to be something done about that. Hey, bro, need a tank? I could use one, Todd. I could definitely use one right about now. Might want to refresh your queue. That's true. I get math fine, but I don't bother with it in the game. I play games for fun, not headaches. Right, and that's what I said. Like, that's what I said, Rock. I'm like, I'm doing this on a much easier scale than what I used to do. Like, I was like literally, I would pull out Excel, throw out, make my own spreadsheets, everything else. 1 second. You can go ahead and queue it, Todd. Thanks for the invite, dude. Oh, I can throw you in chat here too. 1 second. Give me a second, guys, so I can invite Todd. Give me a minute. I have to filter through everybody. All right. Hey, Todd. Thanks for the saving my butt here, dude. I'm on DPS and oh gosh. Hey, dude, you get to see that video with Cal last night? You know, him and his little crew are like you know, busting on people outside of Bleakers. You know, but yet they're right outside there. There's like 5 of them. They're not trying to siege it or anything. They're just out there messing with players. And I'm messing around, just kind of goofing off, going around the corners. They got me a couple times, but then I was killing bird and them. I would bypass cow and kill them and stuff. And then I'm like, oh, I got to get this live and show people like what these guys do. Like they're a waste of DC breath is what they are. And all of a sudden I go out, I kill deer. Because these other 2 players couldn't get deer, I kill him. Go back to cow. I hit him with the heavy attack. Somebody heavy attacks at procs and he blows up. Poof. I'm like, jeez, Jesus. These guys. He doesn't do anything. That's my problem. It's like, dude, what do? You just chase red down all day and hit block? I mean, am I missing something? Right. So I'm going to chase red down and just hold down block. Does that sound like even somewhat entertaining to you? I don't know, man. I'm like, am I missing something? I don't know. Dude, have you ever seen 2 perma blocks with guard? Oh my god. Oh. Two perma block tanks with guard is not even fun. Now you were using, you were doing the typical with the blood, the monster site. Oh, you weren't doing that? That's typically on a blood, on perma block builds. Mm-hmm. Right. I got to get a PS4 just so I can play with y'all. One-sided convo. Oh, Todd, I can't hear you, dude. You got to turn off your thing. You got your filter on. You got to go in like settings and stuff. And are you
should be it.
That should be it. Hopefully you guys can hear him by now. Let me try to re-queue it. It's not queuing.
Yeah, what's up with that?
I don't know.
You can get a run with a tank?
I have no idea. So, you know, a lot of people have always said, like, Bobo builds aren't viable. And most of the time, I kind of agree because of the way rotations go. Right? And I'm like, with the build that I designed here, I'm like, I mean, think about that, dude. 45k snipe with all buffs applied. Like, well, it's like 45 point something. Isn't that nuts?
That's on a player? Is that on a player?
No, it's NPC. On a player, you would never use. You would never use Asylum in PvP. You know why? Because you have to use acid spray.
Right.
If I'm sorry, if I hit you with acid spray, which has a closer range, and then try to follow up with snipe, guess what you're going to do before I get my snipe off? You're going to beat the shit out of me before I can get the snipe down or interrupt me.
Acid spray is pretty useless. I mean, as far as
well, it's good for a CC effect, but it's short range. So for PvE, it has more application. PvP, it does at times for group control. But to follow up snipe in PvP after an acid spray with the range difference, I'm sorry. If someone hits me with the acid spray, guess what the first thing I'm doing? I'm charging them.
Yeah, it's not a good PvP skill for sure.
Yeah, well, I'm saying Asylum. I wouldn't use Asylum Bow in PvP. I wouldn't. Hell no.
Well, maybe the
Fuck
quest
no.
on that.
Because as soon as someone acid sprays me, I'm on top of them.
Crucible. They can't possibly.
Yeah, it's just not. It's those AOE skills are just some of those AOE skills are just not for
It's good to be back.
PvP.
Would you be so kind as to open the gates? I bring
It's been nice since the games.
Open the gates. I brought you some new.
This is your Sork tank, right?
Yeah, it's the sword. Yeah, the sword. Easy to build.
Hey, all right.
Yeah, I got number one.
There's some behind this tree, dude. Okay, let's go and get the other ones. Over here. This dude's giving me my major endurance. Gotta talk to him.
I smash.
40. I knocked you off.
Yeah.
Again. Like I said, people need to go back to school and do math. Oh, wrong potion. I was wondering what the fuck. But yeah, like I'm thinking to myself, how in the hell do people overlook like some of these numbers? Like, I mean, do they even think to themselves, like the way I look at it, Todd, like I add it up in my head as I'm going through it. You know what I'm saying? Like just rounding and just kind of like do, and all of a sudden these guys are like breaking out calculators and still missing shit. Heavy sack over here. And I'm like, how in the fuck? What in the fuck is going on, you know? They're like, Bobo builds aren't viable. They, you know, I'm like, man, you guys fucked up your math. Oh, wrong bar.
People are gonna play different, like, you know,
Yeah, but to tell people it's not viable and shit, you know what I'm saying?
well, exactly. That's what I'm getting at. Is, you know, like my sister-in-law, for instance, we're just trying to get her prepared for she can run PvP. So, because she's, you know, really a PvP noob. So we're trying to get her a little night blades that she can just kind of evade, you know, and we think of bow or bow two-hander for a buff bar. But you know, to sit there, it's like she's gonna have to get leaned in somehow. So we're thinking maybe we can make her bow, hang back, you know, use some snipes and res us, you know, and stuff. just to get the feel of PvP, because it's just a totally different ballgame than PvP. So to tell people something's not viable when it's a starter build or whatever is.
Now, I'm practical. I mean, that's another thing. I mean, I'm not saying that, you know, there are certain things that, I mean, you can do whatever you want. There's more practical solutions sometimes. But I love it when people are like, you know what I'm saying, like literally, like you said, saying it's not, you know, when there's maybe a different type of application you're using it for at that point, you know?
Exactly. I mean, there's so many roles that you can fill that to tell somebody something's not viable for this or that is just, it's narrow-minded.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
You passed the first trial. Yeah, they bested the finest sloths, drunkards, and fools we had to offer.
Adorable. Shall we give them a pendant?
I say, let's see how these soft skins fare against a real challenge.
Darn. To defeat them.
We don't abide cheaters in the blessed crucible.
Couple minor things I think I want to make some maybe adjustments, but overall I like the build.
Yeah, Canaan Lake, what do you got going on there?
This is my Plaquebringer build.
Oh, gotcha.
I don't know if you've seen it, but it's basically I'm using the new Asylum bow. I'm using, huh?
I do remember you making that. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, the Venom, and I'm using Swamp Raiders.
Nice.
Yeah. It is nice. It's really nice. It hits. Like, I literally, dude, you know, I mean, I need to clean up the rotation. I mean, obviously. We just running straight through,
Yeah,
skipping the mobs. It's pretty much just a dot build in a way, you know, but it's got a little bit of bursty to it.
Well, you know, I told you that's always my problem. I'm not very I was showing Deacon last night and just watching Xenode do a rotation.
Cyanide?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's off the charts, dude. I couldn't put that down like that.
Oh shit, I forgot to hit my ball. 41k on that one. Now you don't have Warhorn on this tune, do you?
I don't. I still don't. I need to go.
Yeah, you do. That would be awesome. I like the build though.
Yeah, it does pretty good, man. I want to tweak it. I just, you know, what I need is a healer that gets me to watch the shards, because it uses, it's like a V8 in a little car. It uses
But
a
just
lot
use
of-
exchange, man.
Well, the stamina that I generally end up needing, so I have to try to maintain that with heavy attacks.
No, I'm talking about the one in the Mage Guild that will give you, not the one in the Sork, the one in the Mage Guild. You use that and you can exchange your health because you'll get heals.
Oh, yes. Okay, I got you.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
That's what I do on my broker build.
Played mostly stand characters. Played a whole lot of magic.
We pulled both sides. Oh no. Lag. It's been a little laggy a little bit lately. Hold on. I need a charge. I guess this one thing I hate master weapons and all that stuff. The charge rates on them just are really bad.
Are they?
Yeah. That's why I never really care on top of it, even if I get them sometimes. I'm just like, fuck it. Okay, are you going to be able to hold in this without moving? If you can grab the aggro and stay in the fire, just hold them, and we'll just drop everything on them. That's a tank, I just hold them. Over here. It's this door first. This healer's pretty good. I'm getting my major endurance buff though. A lot better.
Yeah, I'm kind of dreading taking this build over to Cyrodiil.
I call them incineration beetles!
Okay.
Yeah, I'm only running like 13,000 stamina on this build.
Yeah, that's why I was telling you, get that mage guild. You know what I'm saying?
And it converts health into stamina.
That'll give you the magicka, and then you can use the other one and exchange it. You know?
Right.
I juggle it. I don't need a shard ever. I just need heals. $41K. I gotta clean it up. I really gotta clean up that rotation though. That's about it.
From the volcanic island of
Yeah, like I said, I've always got to clean up my rotation.
I got too many tunes. I'm up to 21 tunes now, Todd.
Dude, you can crazy, man. Keep up with
It's
the 4 that I've got.
make sure you hit that synergy tube, please. Shit, forgot to have my minor berserk up.
Got you running Black Widows there?
Yeah. $22K base. It hits hard with everything firing off. Thing about it is, I'm only weaving enough to get the keep my Hawkeye kind of applied, and I'm not using. My problem with my rotation is keeping my my Merciless Resolve up.
Nice.
That's
Yeah,
about it. I just need to clean that up. Over here, Todd. You missed two. We missed two. There they are. Never mind. They're dead. Yeah, with everything going on with this build, if you use something like Endless Hail or Caltrops, you end up losing because Swamp Raiders affects specifically poison and disease damage, you know? So...
Yeah, I used Swamp Raider on the DK that I had.
Yeah. Another class that works really good with it.
Yeah. Trying to figure out what I want to do about DK. Ground up. Build. Never ends up seeming like I'm happy with it for some reason. I'm a Templar guy for the most part, so it's probably why.
Well, we all got our poisons of choice, you know?
Chest
Alright. There we go. Looks good. I don't think it does bad. You know, like I said, I could clean it up a little bit, but overall, it looks really nice. I kind of wish this was on my PC at the moment so I could kind of get a better accurate aspect of my metrics for, like, uptimes and stuff. You know, because you kind of have to eyeball it.
You guys miss this chest?
Oh, is there a chest? I don't need anything in here, but sure. Is there a chest in there?
There is.
Did you open it? Just open it if it hasn't been opened. Okay, where's it at?
Right over here, if you guys come back through the door.
I'm right here.
Missed it.
I don't see
Right
it.
here, right here.
Oh, right there. No wonder. It's really dark over here. Oh, Sword Dancer Guard's Divine. Okay, that's not bad, actually.
Yeah,
Sword
it's kinda
Dancer's a
nice.
good set.
It is.
Especially on
used
dual
it.
wield. I really wish Rapid Strikes would get kind of a little buff. I feel out of all the spammables, I think Rapid Strikes is a little underperforming.
Yeah. I like the rapid strikes with the heal. Pretty nice.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you're doing Vet Maelstrom and shit. That's kind of nice, too. Oh shit! Get this. Now see, this is another reason I like this build. I'll never have to like get really close. I got it. Oh, the healer's doing it. That's bad. That's bad. That's bad. That's bad. Why does the fucking healers do that shit? Stop rezzing, you stupid healer! You're not supposed to res! Oh my god. This is why... Fucking healers! Stop rezzing! You're getting people killed! Just heal! Just heal! Stop! I know you're a Templar! You're not! I don't give a fuck if you got oh my god. Oh, Todd, I swear to God. People want to know why I have Tourette's? That's why. That's fucking why. Stop being stupid! It's not your job! If you heal, people won't die. Oh my god. Do not get, just keep healing. Oh. Look, our tank didn't die this time. Oh my god. What's this other Deeps doing? Does he see the giant stream of fire coming in his ass? Oh great, the healer's down too. Maintain, Todd. Maintain, Todd. Maintain. Maintain.
I tried.
It's bug life. Don't res! Stop rezzing! Stop rezzing! DPS, just... That's what happens. He's res, that dude died. From him, res... Don't, dude, do not hit that body. Just heal. Heal. Heal.
It's driving me crazy.
Ah!
Oh, I knew that was gonna happen.
No, Todd, no. I'm a dead man. And he's rezzing you, of course. There we go. I blocked it! Yay! Okay. We do. But the healer rezzing people was really... It was bad.
Get away with that maybe in Phone Grotto.
No, I don't do it.
Well played.
Big kiss my ass.
Well played indeed.
Sword Dancer's Dagger. It's in training. It's kind of whatever. And thanks a lot, Todd. I appreciate it, man. No, what I always suggest to do, like, for me personally, now here's, like, I'm an old school, like, hardcore trial person. Did you ever play World of Warcraft, Todd?
I didn't, man. This is my first MMO, actually.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the healers have, like, battle reses during, like, combat, but they have a cooldown effect, right? And I'm just going to drop so I can get the fast travel. So, anyways, used to have battle reses, and you could put anything on your HUD. You didn't, but you never put it on like your hotbars or anything like that. You always, just because your rotation and how you macro up in your system. And there were certain games that you actually had to have like ruins or whatever, and I forget what game it was, but like anybody could res, but you have like these res runes or whatever. I forget what one that was, but we were like, healers, unless it's an ability that allows you to heal throughout your rotation, do not let the healers divert from healing.
Right.
Never. Ever.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, you gotta keep people up. If
Right.
one person drops and you stop to res them,
Yeah, and that healer, there goes the tank, there goes the team. And if I'd ever catch people not doing their shit, they not only got booted from my raid, they got booted from my guild.
hardcore.
Hardcore. Like, you listen. Your job is to do your role. Shut up and just do it. No exceptions. Someone's like, well, I thought, no, your job's not to think. Your job was not to think at that point. Because yeah, it's just because it cost you. It cost, we just spent like a 45-minute, encounter, and you thought, you didn't have time to think. Your thinking was irrelevant. I feel like I'm listening to Mystic on the phone. Okay. Who's Todd running? Todd's running his Sork. I don't think they can still hear you, Todd. But, yeah, you got to get that checked, man. But, yeah, definitely, dude, like, I was old school. Like, lots of old school, man. Like, and that's why when I came in here and these supposed elitists, they make me laugh. Like, I'm like, you guys aren't elite. You're not. You're messed up on your math. You mess up on this. You mess up on that. Like, and you want to say you're elite because you got skins in a game that, you want to say BIS with a non-linear progression game, and you want to pretend you're elite. Shut the fuck up.
Right. Yeah.
These guys don't know what weekly lockouts are. Now listen, Todd, we have 40-man raids, not 12, 40-man. Each boss would drop one piece of gear. And against 40 people, you decide who gets that one piece. And you could not do the content until the next week.
That's just crazy, dude.
That's hardcore.
It just seems like, it's hard enough to get your gear in this game.
Well, this gear, everybody gets it and you can trade it. There's no meet or greet system. That's why I'm like, this is like Care Bear stuff compared to what I'm accustomed to. And I'm like, and you guys are like pretending like some stupid shit? Like, get the fuck out of here.
What percentage of people never got their gear in a game?
Oh, no, we'd always do them. Like, so basically, the way that's designed is to compensate the players, to pacify the players until the next DLC. But then the next DLC drops, and then, or expansion, back then, they were called expansions. Then all of your shit would get replaced by green gear. So you'd have all legendary gear, right? Now you can compensate with token gear because you'd earn tokens, right? Now here's the difference. Like tokens, you could buy set pieces of your gear, but it was purple. It wasn't legendary. Only the raid would drop your legendary piece. right?
Gotcha.
So you could compensate the set piece you needed for a purple piece, but it wasn't BIS. That's why I'm always saying you guys don't know what fucking best in slot is, because progression dictated you needed to do this to get your. That's the only way you could get your orange gear, your legendary gear, was doing that to get best in slot. Tanks would get best in slot before any other class because you only rolled two tanks. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So there was only one competition between one other tank. You know, so tanks would always get best in slot first. So same thing with healers. Tanks and healers were priority. You know, always priority. If a DPS wanted a tank piece, no, you don't get it. It's no good. It's bind on pickup or bind on whatever. So no, you're not getting it because it's just a decon piece at that point.
And it was only one piece of gear to share with.
One piece of gear against 40 people.
Wow, that's just insane. That's what I'm saying, man. It's like it just seems like it would take forever to get any gear out of the deal, man.
Yeah.
I mean, run. Talk about a hamster wheel. Man, I feel like I'm on a hamster wheel at this game trying to get gear sometimes. I couldn't imagine having to share one piece of gear between 40
$20K
people.
for a used bathing suit. Just put on last night, Rock. But yeah, so we got this done. The build, I was able to hear Todd. Oh, okay, cool deal. When ESO released the WoW, people kept complaining about people kill stealing and ninja looting, not realizing that ESO, everyone gets credit. Yep, and that's the way it is. Like, to me, like the supposed elite in this game are not fucking elite. They're a fucking joke. They're not fucking MMOers. They're fucking Skyrim transfer players. It's like, shut the fuck up. Like, you know, if you don't, but this game doesn't have to be elite. That's why I'm saying, please don't try to make it like the elitist attitude or the min-max. In this game, that's bullshit. Like, that's what pisses me off. That's what gets me fueled. In 21 years, I'm like, you don't know min-max, you don't know your math, and you sure in the fuck don't know BIS. You know? Like, I was elite. You know, and it's an offense to me as an MMOer to hear these players talk shit that they don't know what the hell they're talking about. It's an insult. It is an insult as an MMOer to put this game in that category. It's not. This game is not on that level. And it doesn't need to be, and it shouldn't be. That's my point. Because you don't want... Would you want a system like that, Todd?
No, dude. I mean, like I said, I already feel like I'm on a hamster wheel with this game, much less, you know, much less trying to share one piece of gear between 40 people. I mean,
Imagine being locked out of a trial every week. You could only do the trial once a week. You couldn't farm it.
That's what I'm saying. Some people would never get their gear.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, the devs gave you guys like the golden ticket here. You have a lot of flexibility. You have a lot of different capability in this game. There's, you know, you don't have weekly lockouts, and you guys are complaining or trying to be something that this game's not. Why?
Yeah, I mean, even that model, just
that's dated. That's what's failing. World of Warcraft is trying to change up the model now. Because that model was the problem. Like, because dicks like me, I would run a group parser, and I'm sure you've heard what parsers are, right? Metrics.
Yes.
Okay. So a dick like me would use a group parser. Okay, for multiple reasons. Now I always go static and then adjust the metrics from base, right? Very important as an elite player. You never go off of fluctuated variables because those variables will change depending on percentage values, but base is consistent always. And it's like, okay, so now I can adjust macro rotation and everything based on my, you know, my setup. And then when I would be in a raid, I would be looking at the mechanic system, which was another add-on with the parser, the group parser. That has everybody's damage being pushed out simultaneously at their percentage value, everything. I can go into specs and show exactly what rotation is being ran. And if I hit an enrage timer, right, during a boss, because it's pushing out how much damage needs to be met before enrage time. And if there was a click between the two, then I have to find the weakest link and cut it.
Right, so you can tell what each individual player was
Does.
doing at all.
Yeah, at all times.
Yeah, yeah. No wonder Zoss doesn't want to let that in their game.
That's exactly why they don't want it in. Because if I saw your name and I'm looking at your shit and you're the weakest link, guess what I'm going to do?
Yeah, you would have said, Maynard, you're out of here, dude.
Peace the hell out. You're gone.
You know?
You're a
Would've
waste
been
of my
gone.
time. My guild's time. And I was a dick like that. And that's what I keep trying to tell people. I'm like, look, me and my dudes, when we rolled, we were... Now, some of my friends weren't like that. Some of my friends, like, they were more laid back. But if you wanted content done, no, you were like that. You were like that. In this game, it's not like that. It's not fucking like that. And I'm like, Zoss is never going to let us have group parsers. It's never going to happen. They're never going to allow it. And I don't blame them. I don't.
Yeah, I don't blame them either, man. I mean, they're pretty smart about this game.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
and that's what I'm
catering
like.
to-
I'm like, you have an open-end system and a game system. All you have to do is do the calculations, math, plug it in, and poof, done. And I'm being
yeah, I
lazy.
mean, a lot of people just want to get on here and quest, you know?
Well, and that's another thing. Like, I told my daughter, I was like, look, you can actually... She's like, I don't want to play that game because she likes Skyrim. I'm like, you don't have to play it like I play it. I play with people. But if you want to play it like Skyrim and you just want to do the quest and the lore, it's available for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You can really
There's
do it.
PvPers who never step foot in a dungeon. You know?
Right. Exactly.
There's
Exactly.
PvEers who never step foot in Citadel. I still know healers that don't have Warhorn or Barrier because they don't want to go in there and get it.
Yeah. Well, that's, I mean, you know me, I'm no shy to go into, I'm not shy to go into PvP, but I don't want to do it with that Sork tank. It sounds like a,
Yeah.
you know.
But, I mean, you can roll with the group at one evening and on a weekend in prime time and have your Warhorn because it's only level 4.
Yeah. Yeah, you know how it is, man.
I do,
It's like,
I do.
I need to go get these sky shards and stuff, and it's like,
It's a lot. It's a lot. I do want to thank you, though, Todd, and especially, being able to talk with you and stuff. I like, just hanging out. This kind of was like a downtime day for me. And I guess it kind of gives people a perspective of inside why I am the way I am. Like, I come in here and people are like, do you want to do this? Like, I get guild invites, and I'm like, I don't want to be in hardcore anything. You don't understand. It's like putting alcohol in front of an alcoholic, you know?
Right.
You don't make me in charge of shit, because I will come, like, unglued on people. Because I will hit them with math and everything. Like, when I roll on a vet trial and I still see, like, one person without a 5-piece infal, I'm like, I'm wanting to bang my head off of my fucking controller, my television, anything that I can. I'm like, you're losing 8% guaranteed. But that's not meta. You guys don't know math. Shut the fuck up. Min-max this, you stupid bitches.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, hey, I had Veladreth on my PvE Templar, my Stamp Templar.
Uh-huh.
And I changed it out for Slime Crawl. And
yeah. You're going to get that
damage
nice
went
boost
way
up front.
dude.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because the minor berserk.
Exactly. Well, Veladreth misses a lot, too, so you can't really rely on it.
Yeah. It's a trade-off. Are you wanting to... That's why I always tell people, when you take a proc, right, you're going to sacrifice a base. It's a guaranteed. It's a mathematical equation that's a factor. Because you can only have 12 pieces at any time, either towards base, proc, or either or. And so it's always a 12-number factor. In the equivalent. Unless it's dual wield sword, that's a max. Like if you're going with like dual wield sword and board, or if you can be like 11, 12 on back end. So taking in consideration those factors, and each trait is adjustable by 2, except monster sets. It used to be master weapons too, but now those have different. With monster sets being the exception for one base stat, everything's set by 2 and then up. You know? So then you can equate each of the variables based on the 2 to 5 parameters. So...
Yeah, I don't know, man. I just noticed a lot of times, man, those 3 green balls will come out and it'll go right through a mop. You know? It's like,
what?
I just missed everybody. How did I miss everybody?
It went right through their feet, like, you know, like a bowling ball. That's what I'm picturing when you say that. It's like, oh shit, oh shit.
It's like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna take it.
I like it when I hit it on the gap close. So when I get the stun, if it procs, it's in their face. It's unavoidable at that point.
Right.
And that's when it works. But it's a 1 second delay. If they break up, if they have an immobile pot on, or they break before those second delays, nothing you can do. And in your circumstance, you did a good thing because you increased the value because of the Slime Crawl's Berserk being not a proc. It's basically an increased stat. So
and up my buff. Crit too. You know, that one piece up my crit too.
Right.
So, I mean, it's definitely
because
better.
You went medium, right?
Right, it's all, you know, all medium. Well,
right.
No, I take that
and that's the thing. The passive in
heavy.
there will increase crit value. Right.
Yeah, because I got Drew King Slayer, Spriggans, and then that Slime Crawl.
But keep in mind too, if you would have went heavy, at least one heavy, you would have gotten a 2% health and 2% toward. Or I mean, shit. Hold on.
Yeah, it is one heavy. I got the chest plate.
Okay, yeah. I was about to say, if you have one heavy, you get that extra boost to the 4% for max stat, which increase the base value too. So.
Yeah.
Anyways, Todd, thank you so much. I was surprised you were home today. I was like, yes, okay, I got a tank. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm actually on vacation, up visiting the kid this week for Christmas.
Great.
So,
excellent. I like Deacon.
And...
He comes in and he's a good kid. I try to censor myself.
Yeah, no worries, dude.
You know,
I try to censor myself too. So,
dude, you should have seen me when I was younger, dude. Oh my god. So I used to be a fighter. I'm sure you've heard that. I was an amateur fighter.
Yes. Yeah.
So, you know, like I didn't like people in my face too much at any time. I can.
Yeah, I was an amateur. I was an amateur lover.
Amateur lover.
Yeah.
So, you know, I kind of have this little hair trigger, but it's not personal. Like me and my dudes, like we could literally have a fist fight, like a spar session, go full blown, and then go out to dinner the same afternoon, act like nothing happened.
Right.
So it's crazy. Right. So we're a little whatever around here. And when I was younger and I did like games and stuff, like sometimes that mentality kind of flood over, you know? So
yeah. How old are you, Mystic?
I'm 41, about to be 42.
Yeah, I'm up there too, dude. I'll be 46 this year.
No, congratulations, man.
Yeah,
congrats.
Just what I need, another birthday, man.
Yeah, I'm about to be 42, so you know, my kids are all about almost grown, and I'm happy about that. And I got my granddaughter now, and yeah, all girls though. At least you have Deacon. I have all girls.
Yeah, I don't have any grandchildren, man. I started late.
Yeah. Well, you know what, dude? It's not a bad thing.
I was an amateur.
I was an amateur. I won't get into anything of my personal life on that aspect, but I love my woman. She's good. You know, everything. Yeah, whatever. I wasn't the most pleasant little boy growing up, and girls like bad boys. Let's put it that way. So, whatever. You grow up, you live, you learn, and you get mature, and you grow the hell up. That's all I can tell people. Right. Just grow up.
Seems like 1,000 years ago.
Yeah, and that's the way it is. And I want to leave it like that, personally.
Absolutely.
Personally. But anyways, Todd, thank you. Thank you for showing in. Thank you, everybody, for watching and, you know, hearing us chat up a little bit. Once again, I appreciate everything. When people tell you it's not doable, do it for yourself first. Do it for yourself first. Find out if it's something you can work with. The min-max players and the meta players don't know their fucking math from a fucking hole in the ground. I can guarantee you. They're still making those adjustments, but we're human. I make mistakes too. I do it, but I'm not naive to believe that it's an absolute until, or even if I find something that works, I don't want to say that that's the only absolute. In a game like this, there are many variables, and I don't have time, and neither do they, to test every single scenario. So don't believe the hype. Just because they found something that works doesn't mean it's the only way you have to do it. And that's the only thing I have to say. All right. Once again, thank you, Todd, for showing up, saving my butt. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I'm Mysticraven. This is ESO Daily. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day.